Hey there, my friends. Welcome to the Daily Shortcut. My name's Dave Wood, and if you're watching this on the day that the episode airs, yesterday was actually Christmas Day, and I hope that you had a great one. Now, in Costa Rica, we actually celebrate Christmas in the night on the 24th, and so in America, it's on the 25th. I don't know where in the world you are, but Merry Christmas, one day late. And as my gift to you, I've got a question, and that's how would you like to make $100,000 from an email list of around 500 people? If I could teach you to do that today, would that be something that you'd want to pay attention to? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to break down to you in this content. Or how'd you like to create sales videos without being a guru or without being a marketing genius? As it turns out, there's a radically different idea to the norm that most people have, especially when they get online, that goes something like this. What you want to do is you want to cultivate and nurture a small group of 500 to 1,000 active subscribers that respond to your messages. Now, this all started with a badass blog post that I read by Kevin Kelly about having 1,000 true fans. Now, this is based on the idea that you should stop creating massive numbers and be focused on just getting giant conversions and instead focus on giving a smaller number of people a much higher level of service. Now, in my model, I like to do both, but this is a useful metaphor, especially if you're just starting. It's way easier to make money if you listen to this. Now, this original article was written for the music industry, but it's kind of shifted everyone's paradigm who has big businesses in the marketing world. Think about this. $100,000 from 500 subscribers. Seems like maybe a little out of context or a little ridiculous, right? Well, actually, it's not, because when I had about 800 subscribers, I think I was making at 800 subscribers it was like $20,000 or $30,000 a month. I think that was the month that I had a $30,000 month. I only had 800 subscribers. After all, the general consensus, if you think about it, is always keep growing your list. Bigger, 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 which you should do. Keep getting more and more customers until it gets out of control and grow, 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 grow. But what about nurturing people? When you break it down, earning 6 figures from 500 subscribers, what it means is it means getting $200 from every subscriber, right? So 500 people who pay you $20 a month each, or that you're earning $20 in commissions a month, is not so difficult to believe, is it? Well, when I started my own blog, my idea was simple. Blog daily, get 30 leads a day, and within a few years, I'd have tens of thousands of subscribers, but that didn't stop me from making money right now. Now, that was the basis of my plan, is constant growth and expansion. And what happened after a while is I realized I needed a lot less leads than I thought I did to create the kind of income that I wanted, because when I was getting 30 leads a day, I was sponsoring about 5 people a day in my business. Now, it's because of this principle of true fans versus just a subscriber. People who will just pay you because they want to be around you, because they want to hear your content. See, email subscribers who open every email you send because you're sending it, and they buy every product that you release because you're releasing it, those are the kinds of fans that you want. Now, I'm not saying that you should focus on getting 500 people to pay you $20 a month. You should read that post and you should pay attention to the bonuses in this daily shortcut. But I think there's a lot easier ways to create $100,000. Like, for example, getting 100 people to pay you $1,000 each. If you do that one time, you're going to make $100,000 from that. Or 30 to 40 people to pay you $3,000 each. I like to say, why not do all of it at once? But the underlying principle behind 1,000 fans is really important. Building a group of loyal subscribers is the key. A group of people who open all your emails because they want them. They read all your content because they like it. And they buy the products you offer because they trust you, just because you're selling them. When you create a list of 30,000 or more people, what you'll begin to do is you'll begin to realize only a small handful of those are generating the vast majority of your income. In fact, it's probably even less than 1,000 of them if you have 30,000 subscribers. Now, it's because those people, they're your loyal subscribers. They open each email, they click on every link. When you cultivate fans, which are loyal subscribers, this is the smarter alternative to doing giant numbers. You could say, I want to be like the gurus, and you could create huge subscriber lists and sell through automated systems, and that's what gurus do, and it's smart to do. And they're good at it because they're great at marketing. But there's a better way. It makes more sense for most people to focus on much smaller numbers through much more enhanced relationship and much more personalized marketing, because most marketers they're not going to be insanely popular or famous for a long time if they stick around the game. It might take them 7 years to do that, or 10 years. Most marketers won't grow lists of tens or hundreds of thousands of people immediately right out of the gate. You could, but it's a lot easier to make lots of money from smaller numbers, and actually your advertising costs can go down and your profit can go way up. And that's why you should focus on quality and creating loyal subscribers. So in other words, you want to cultivate subscribers who are responsive. And what that means is it means when you put out content, they respond to your content. And if you ask them a question, they'll respond to your question. And maybe if you email them and ask them what they want, they'll actually respond and they'll tell you what they want. If you pick up the phone and call them, they'll actually respond. Or if you send them a text message, they actually open and look at it. That's actually who you're looking for. And it's a very small percentage of a list, very small percentage of an entire fan base that is actually an active, loyal subscriber and who will want to win with you if you just reach out and connect and build that relationship with them. Or even get on the phone with them when they're interested in your business and actually connect with them and ask them questions, find out what they want, how you can serve them. So how do you do that? How do you cultivate such loyal subscribers and customers without being a guru? Well, this is actually the easiest time to do it, because if you are a guru, you don't have time to do things like this. With everybody that comes into your business, you have to kind of move who you're connecting with to different levels as you go on. What you want to do is you want to create something of value and do that consistently, like we do in this daily show. You want to create content with your voice, with the learnings that you're gaining from going through perhaps our info products, perhaps things you're reading on the line, perhaps both, I hope. The only way to cultivate such groups is to consistently put out something of value in the form of content. Now that'd be blog posts, videos, podcasts, emails. You could choose the medium, but I would actually choose to do them all. How do you create something of value if you are not good at marketing yet? Well, what you want to do is you want to start putting out specific content on a regular basis right now. By consistently putting out content, you'll appeal to certain people who are looking for that content. And when people see you grow and they see you make mistakes and recover from them and grow even more, they'll actually like you even better. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. I would actually be more afraid of not putting out content consistently. It's a big mistake. See, your subscribers will rely on you to put out that content, and they'll expect it, and they'll expect you to grow. They'll expect you to not be perfect. They'll expect you to continue to learn things. One of our top affiliates in Empower Network, he runs one of the most responsive email lists in the whole industry, and he emails them every single day. There aren't many marketers who get away with mailing their subscribers every day without getting them irritated and unsubscribing. That's because when they're emailing them constantly to pitches. They're emailing them constantly to sales videos. They're emailing them really nothing of value, and it's the same message all the time. But if you email them value that they want, they actually want to open your email because they want to learn and they want to stay connected with what's going on in the marketplace, and you have become the source for that. Now, the usual guru flow will go something like this. Number one, they'll do product launch after product launch, or they'll buy giant amounts of paid traffic. Number two, they're going to hammer new subscribers with crap loads of promotions from different sources, and they don't really care what people buy as long as they buy. Number three, they're going to delete subscribers when they either don't buy or they become unresponsive. Number four, they're going to rinse and repeat, right? Now, you could reframe all those things and do them in a different way, and I'm going to suggest that instead of doing the big throw things and expect results, you want to instead focus on quality. Now, this top earner does it successfully because his subscribers expect to receive the daily emails, and they always get the emails on a similar subject, and it's always valuable. No matter if he's selling something or not, it's always valuable, and it's always something that they want. And people want to be sold, but they want to buy things that are actually giving them value and enhancing their life and business. Now, the folks who aren't interested, they stop paying attention to his emails, while the ones who are interested, they keep opening the emails, and he's not very concerned if somebody stops being interested. The more and more they read his daily emails, the bigger fans they become, and the more likely they are to buy from him. And that's actually how this works. That's actually how you build a loyal that's how you build a loyal, raving subscriber base of fans. The 500 or 1,000 fan idea is a tough concept to crack for most people, but by consistently adding 10 to 30 subscribers a day through blogging and consistently putting out content that's worth talking about and consistently moving people through a personal process where you actually get to know them, you're going to create a base of loyal subscribers that are unmovable, who buy from you again and again and again and again. Now, it might not be a group of 500, but you can absolutely create a six-figure income from a list of a few thousand people. And that's achievable by everyone in the marketplace, including you, because the one thing that will never get saturated in the marketplace is actually you. You want to start putting out something of value every single day, and that's how the magic happens, is daily value. And how do you get to be able to put out daily value? A lot of people say, but I'm not an expert, I don't have things to talk about. Well, it doesn't matter if you're an expert or not. What matters is that you're learning and teaching, right? For example, let's take somebody who's a really great professor in school and he's teaching history. Do you actually think that he knows in the morning when he wakes up all the time all of the history that he teaches through the day? And there's some great teachers out there. No, it's because they're constantly reading and learning. Look, if you're constantly learning and then you just teach what you learn, not only do you remember it better, not only will you become an expert extraordinarily quickly, but what's going to happen is you're going to make money as you're learning, and you're going to be taking the things that you're learning and turning them into marketable content. That's actually how you create content. It's not by being perfect, right? You're like, well, I want to be perfect before I teach. Well, then you're never going to teach, because you're never going to be perfect. No human being I've ever met is perfect, and all the best human beings I've ever met are the people that just are the most consistent learning. So you want to learn. The way that you can do that now is actually by scroll down number 1 and tell me what you learned in this video and what you're going to change in your business from that. And what I would encourage you to change, and you could write about this in your own words, is tell me how you're going to give daily value to the marketplace. I would rather create an army of leaders than an army of people that are just following me and believe what I say instantly off the bat. I think that you'll believe me when you actually research it and when you actually try what I say, because it works, right? But I want you to create content. And so if you scroll down, just tell me how you're going to do that every single day. Creating content every day will produce more value to the marketplace and more incoming leads than any amount of prospecting you could ever do in your life if you're a salesperson. Just create content every day and put it out there for your target audience to see on a consistent basis, on a daily basis, and then get a list of subscribers. You could do that through our tools, and then you could just email them that content every day, as well as other content you find valuable, like this daily shortcut, where we'll actually help you make money with this. Now, here's the next thing that you want to do is you want to scroll up, put your email in, click the button, and subscribe to our list, and you're going to get daily value every day. And when you do that, also on the next page, I have a document you could download that's a workbook and a transcription of this episode. You can download that, fill that out, and we'll help you make your content plan to create content every day in your business and to give your subscribers the value that they want every single day. The next thing you'll get an audio download of today's show. I want you to download that and listen to that at least one more time today. And that'll help you by reading and listening to cement these ideas into your mind. And the next thing that I want you to do on the next page, I want to see how we can help you, and you could do that by joining the Total Shortcut system, and you're going to see a link to do that on that next page. I want to congratulate you and tell you that you're awesome. I'm looking forward to helping you, and I'll see you in the next show. And again, Merry Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful one. And now what's the time to do? It's time to go out there into the new year and do great things. And you could do that now when you subscribe to our list, and also when you take advantage of the 3 bonuses on the next page. I'll see you there.